To do part B of question 18 2022 DSE paper 1, we were told that M is a midpoint of QR. So we have a point somewhere along the midpoint of PR, that's MQR. And then we are also told that the PR line makes a angle of 70 degrees with the horizontal ground. So to make that angle, we have to assume that we are going straight down to the point on the plane figure from R, and this has been told to us that it is 70 degrees. Now whenever we go down to a horizontal plane from a top point, we go vertically down, so it's meeting at 90 degrees. And we were told there's another point M also doing the same from the line PM. So basically we are asked to find an angle somewhere here with the plane, and they are asking us whether it exceeds 40 degrees or not. So that's the question. And in this case, because you have to be observing that because they were told to find the angle for using the PR and PM at the same time to the same horizontal ground, that line should also be meeting at 90 degrees to the horizontal. And if this is the vertical straight line, we would have an image that's going straight down as well. So we have to join this straight line there, and actually this angle would be rather here instead, so we can take that off. So we are basically asked to find this angle theta, all right, which is also meeting at 90 degrees. Remember, both of them are meeting at 90 degrees. Now if you can observe that these two triangles are both right angle triangles. Let's give them names at the point on the plane A and B. So basically triangle RAQ is similar to triangle MBQ, because they share the same angle, theta number 1, and then they both have right angle, so the other angle must match as well, so it's AAA. And we were told that it's a midpoint of RQ. So if you think about it, the small triangle, if that is called in length of x, the big triangle will be actually just 2x. So the longer height is twice of the shorter ones. So it should be in all dimensions for the same ratio. So therefore, if we can use the 70 degrees over here, and with the 25 that they provided us, and because it's just a right angle triangle, we can use the sine 70 degrees to help us to find the length of RA. Okay, so the length of RA can be found, and because we know that it's going to be a double relationship, all we need to do is to divide it by 2 so that we can find the actual length of MB, because at the end we want to find the angle theta, so we must use this triangle. So now that means we can be able to find out the length of MB, because it's going to be half of RA. And secondly, we were told about the MQ as well, because there's a midpoint. So it's basically the half of 40.6907. And in part A, we also found out the angle PQR. And with the PQ as 30 given in the question, we have two sides and an angle trapped in between. So for finding the opposite side, all we need to use is the cosine formula. And the cosine formula will help us to find the length of PM. And this question is quite simple, easy actually, because it's a right angle triangle here as well, because it's onto the horizontal line. So because you are finding a right angle triangle which has been given two sides, we can just use basic SOHCAHTOA. So in this case, you are given the opposite side and the hypotenuse, so that angle actually can be found using this sine. And that's how we're going to finish this question off. So let's start. So first of all, we will mention that we are talking about triangle PAR. Okay, there we know that we can use sine 70 degrees. It's going to equal to the side opposite RA. divided by the hypotenuse. In this case, is 25. And we can now find what RA is. RA is 25 sine 70, which is 23.4923. Remember, do not round down the figures when you're doing these calculations because that's not the final answer. Okay, and since we know that MB is going to be half of that length, so we're just going to do half of RA, and dividing it by 2, I'll get 11.74615. Okay, so that is for the MB. And as I said already, we know we can use cosine formula for the triangle PQM. So to find the PM length, we would need the MQ length squared and the PQ length squared minus 2 of MQ PQ and the cosine angle of PQR. Okay, and then we can do the calculation on this. And the answer for PM is 18.54427. And because now we know the two sides of the right angle triangle that we're looking at, so we're looking at the final triangle PMB, and we can now just simply do the sine theta for the opposite side, which is MB, which is 11.74615, and divided by the hypotenuse, which is 18.54427. And to find the answer, we just have to shift sign this value. Okay, and we will find the theta answer. So shift theta 11.74615 divided by 18.54427, and we find out the answer is 39.3 degrees, and which is less than, so this does not exceed, so this is a number less than 40 degrees, so therefore the claim is disagreed.